no matter what, and not to make a sound. No matter what, she repeats, and every time she tells the story, her voice gets thick there. Zoe was still a baby and had to be held. Even though she was a baby, she could sense that something was wrong because she would not stop crying. And that made you think, says their mother, about those women in the Holocaust who had to smother their own kids so they wouldn't get discovered. Amy and Zoe know the Holocaust was when the Jewish people all got murdered for no reason and dumped into a big pit in the forest. So their mother had Zoe in one arm, wailing, and the gun in the other. The police were there already and had him surrounded. They knew this from the TV because even though it was literally right there in their backyard, their mom knew she had to stay away from the windows in case a bullet came through. The crazy neighbor kept shooting, and even shot one of the other neighbors who had come over to help the police. Here their mother pauses and looks around every time she tells the story. But the man who got shot chewed tobacco, and he happened to be chewing tobacco right then. The bullet went in through his cheek at an angle like this. Their mother points to her cheek using her forefinger as a pistol. But instead of going on into his throat and finishing him off, it lodged in his tobacco. Everyone always likes that part, which the girls don't understand because they know that tobacco will kill you too. And besides, they see this neighbor all the time sitting out on his porch, spitting out his black juices into a big tin pail, skin and bones and ragged-looking, that ugly old scar on his face. But Amy hates the whole story. She can't remember being alone under the bed, but she's heard about it so much she can picture it, so much so that sometimes she has dreams about it. Zoe orbiting around, crying, out of her reach. In the end, the crazy neighbor shot himself, and then he died. Even though she knows she's not supposed to, Amy looks forward to tornadoes. Even in the day, the sky gets black and the streets get empty. The wind pries back the leaves of the silver maple tree, and underneath, they gleam. When it's a tornado watch, they don't do it, but when it's a tornado warning, the girls go and get inside the pantry, where they squeeze in among the cans and powders and cardboard boxes, and wait until one of their parents says they can come out. The pantry is the only place in the whole house that does not have windows. You have to stay away from windows when a tornado comes, because the very thing tornadoes love best is breaking glass. And if that happens, and you're sitting, for example, in the bathtub right below the bathroom window, you will almost inevitably get hurt. When the sirens start, Amy gets them organized. She has developed a system. Each of them is allowed 3 toys, not more, and Amy is in charge of the flashlight, because Zoe might break it. Zoe always dallies over her dolls, feeling guilty for playing favorites. But Amy explains to her how in life you have to make choices. And eventually Zoe always does, although sometimes she tries to hide things in her tiny pants pockets. When she gets caught, she bursts out laughing, or into tears, depending on Amy's face. She always gets caught. Then Amy quiets Zoe, and they kneel down on the dimpled linoleum, pull the door shut, and wait. Once the door is closed, Zoe's dolls have conversations. Often they discuss the weather. Amy just listens, lets her own dolls rest, feels her sister's hot, quick breaths on her neck. If their electricity isn't out, Amy insists the light be off anyway. Slowly she gets sleepy like she does in the car, and just like when they drive somewhere, Amy, unlike Zoe, would rather just not get there, would rather just keep going, would like it if the warning never expired. Then the pantry door will fly wide open, and all across the top of it the frying pan and the strainer and all the knives will glint and shiver like they want to fall. And their mother will reach down and grab Zoe, and then she'll carry her away.
There is a picture of 4 blue and green umbrellas that are open against a light blue Paris sky. Do you ever wonder where words come from, Zoe?